All right. Look at the... Well, first off, let me explain what the problem is. Whenever I run a Python script that uses spaCy, it has to load the spaCy library, and it takes forever. So I finally got annoyed enough to actually see how long it took. So I have print time, easiest thing in the world. This is a few seconds before I wrote the script, so just to make it easier to read. So it prints it out in seconds, and then this, all it does is it just runs the natural language processing on how's it going. I don't know why it's not printing parts of speech. I want it to print parts of speech. Okay. Get spaCy part of speech. Yeah, let's do this. Then it feels like a real test, because it's just printing the string. That seems pretty stupid. So get part of speech spaCy. Okay. So I'm going to print the time, run this file, print the time again, and let's see how long it takes. But you know what? First thing, let's just make sure that print time, it takes itself a negligible amount of time. So we're going to bench. All right. Not literally 0, but pretty damn close. That's good enough for me. Okay. Let's try it with this one. Generate the parts of speech and spit it out. 14 seconds. I didn't know it was that bad. I have a pretty fast processor, a lot of RAM, and an NVMe drive. I don't know what it is doing for 14 seconds. That's insane. Well, I guess it's initializing its own neural net, but I mean, oh my God. So, is that more? Like 16. Okay, same point. So, what we should do, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to make a Flask microservice which serves this functionality, and it just runs all the time. And you know what? I can start it once. That's fine. And then it just works. And then everybody's happy. All right. Unfortunately, I don't know how to make a microservice, but I bet ChatGPT does. So we're going to have, hey, how's it going? Should spit out this. Copy. Should spit out this, and then we're going to have run tests for key comma value in tests. Let's call it tests. Assert get POS spaCy of k equals v. Okay, tests. Even though it's painful, let's make sure that our test works. Okay. I would like to move this method into a Flask microservice that runs crap. Try again. You see why it's so painful? On an unusual port. Say I don't know, 31,467. Okay. Because spacey is not thread safe, it needs to use mutex so it cannot be invoked twice at the same time. Yeah, let's see if it can do it. So I don't want small, you ho. That's fine, I can modify that. Okay. Hey, you know what? Maybe this is going to be really easy. So we're going to have new directory microservice right here. And then we're going to have new file app.py. Let's see. We already have spacey. We already have downloaded that. We'll use threading module to implement mutex using lock. Hey, let's see if this works. This might even be easier than I thought it was going to be. Now we're going to switch this to LG. Install package Flask. Do it. Alright, so we have process text, post, NLP. Here you can process the text. No, I don't really need to process it anymore. Label, text label, text label. It really changed my method quite a lot, didn't it? Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. If this works, we can just we can modify it as necessary. So show me the code to invoke this method. Do we need requests? Maybe we do. Pip install requests. I already had it. Okay, let's see. Copy, and then we're going to come over here. Nope, no, not going to do this. We're going to have a new one. Def get POS spacey text. Oh, right. Did I not copy this at all? Apparently not. So let's see here. Yeah, this needs to go up here. Oh, no, no, no. Actually, this can go in here. That's fine. Let's put this in here. Assert false response.text. And we will see what this does. Entries, get entries. Where is it? Where is it sending? Oh. Okay. Hey, you can tell that I wasn't actually reading that, can't you? Okay, so we don't need spacey anymore. No spacey. Expected 2 blank lines. Oh, shut up. All right, now this should fail because it's not running. Okay, unable to make a connection. Entirely expected. So let's run this. Maybe I don't even need a batch file to run it. Maybe I can just run it like this and it's fine. And look, here's this really long wait period. The same wait period that was pissing me off before. Let's see, now is this going to work? Or are you going to be a pain in the ass? Oh, we didn't change the logic. Yeah, it's definitely going to fail. Okay, get POS space C equals V. That is to be expected. So let's come over here and let's stop this. And then we need to re-implement this logic over here. So yeah, like this. So it's going to be an array, return, JSONify of this. Why did the clipboard not work? Control X. Does it have to be entities? Probably. Not a problem. Let's see what it does. I'm going to run this. It'll take 14 seconds, but that's okay. And then I want to come over here, and if it doesn't ret equals this. If it doesn't give us what we want, then I want to print what it is giving us so that, you know, we can work with that. So let's run this, and it might fail. That's fine. If it fails, we'll look at it. None. Assertion error, none. Response. So we get the response. Data equals JSON dumps. Return response dot JSON, I guess. Wait, is this right? This does not seem right. Ah, but you see how it runs pretty damn fast, right? This is calling the method, but how do I get the returned object out of it? Okay. Okay, I was on the right path. I just haven't done this before. So, response.json.get entities. Response.json.get entities. Let's see if that works. And as soon as this is passing, then we can time it and just see how it's doing. So it wanted this, and it got this. Okay, so we're going to say tuple I for I in that. Work this time. Work this time. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Okay, we probably don't need this. So let's see how this fares as for the timing thing. Now we're going to leave this server running. I understand it takes 14 seconds to start. That's fine. Not complaining. Not complaining at all. Where is my terminal? All right. bench not instantaneous, but no long horrific delay. And you know what? That's probably the time that it legitimately took it to parse the sentence. But I think that we can do one better. So let's stop this. Okay. Let's say here is my updated microservice. Modify it to store past results using SHA-256 of the incoming sentence so that it doesn't have to repeat calculations. The results should be stored in an SQLite database, which does not currently exist. Keep in mind the return string might be quite long. To store past results in an SQLite database, create the SQLite database and stop, my God. And a table to store the results. Before processing the input text, check if the result for this text already exists in the database. Exactly what I would have done. If it exists, retrieve and return it. If it doesn't exist, process the text, store the result in the database, and then return it. Setting up your environment. Pip install Flask SQLite 3. It'll be fun. All right. Engage. Oh dear. Oh dear. This looks like a job for a search engine. Boom. That is not what I wanted it to do. No matching distributions found. SQLite 3. I recommend holding off a bit longer. Ah, damn it. It wants us to downgrade our Python version. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Looks like SQLite 3 is not available for my version of Python yet. Could you propose an alternative? Good lightweight alternative is TinyDB, which is a simple document-oriented database. It's Python native and uses JSON file-based storage. Here's how you can adapt the previous example to use TinyDB. So we're going to do not copy. Okay. This is why we don't get attached to architectures. All right. Make sure that it didn't change what I'm doing. Did it change what I'm doing? What's this? What's this about space? Oh, I did have that. Okay, I knew that. I knew that. I was just testing you. So copy code. TinyDB DB search. I wonder if it's going to work automatically or if it's going to require some revisions. I guess we will see. So run. I've done this by hand before, and it definitely takes a while. Max retries exceeded with URL. Failed to establish a new connection. Do I still have it running somewhere? Where's my list of running processes? PyCharm. It's thinking. It's thinking about it. Okay. It is running now. Let's see if it will give us the expected results. Run. I think it was down here. I think the running instances are down here, and I was looking up here. Okay, so now it should have it stored in a database, so it should theoretically be faster. Let's come in here to terminal and let's verify that it is actually faster. So we're going to do what? Bench. Okay, that did not seem that much faster. Okay, how do I switch which one is running? Oh, come on. Make me log out of PyCharm every time I want to restart the service. What a pain in the ass. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but whatever. Okay, hash value equals hash lib SHA-256 text encode hex digest. Stored result equals get result from database hash value. If stored result, then JSONify stored result. Otherwise, go into the mutex. This is exactly how I would have written this. So I don't know why it's taking 5 seconds. This should be lightning fast. If it's fetching a stored result, it should be really, really fast. Results.json. Hey, look at that. Is it taking this long to establish the connection? I mean, I thought HTTPS was faster than that. I mean, we gotta be honest here. If it's going to take 5 seconds per fetched result, that's not going to work either. Shit. The entire point was to make it go ridiculously fast. just send it as a UDP packet. Maybe the communication infrastructure takes a moment to populate. Let's see how this reacts if we add a few more sentences. Where are you going? Okay, if each one of these takes 5 seconds each, that is absolutely unacceptable. But if there's like a one-time 5-second startup thing, then that's fine. Oh my God. Ça, c'est complètement ridicule. I don't know why it's this slow. Why is this so slow? My microservice appears to take about 5 seconds to complete, even if it has a stored result. Why is it taking so long? I know what it's going to say. It's going to say it takes that long to establish the HTTPS connection. Check the database query speed, check the spacey model, network latency. These are just generic bullshit things. It's not looking at the actual example. Establishing a microservice connection to slow. Common performance problems with microservices. Microservices. Not all microservice performance issues are created equally. It could be as simple as changing the fetch type. All right. Okay, I think I can stop this up here. Let's see if we can change this to use a UDP packet. So I have this microservice, but it takes too long to establish the connection. Would it be modify it to reply to UDP packets instead of HTTPS? To switch from an HTTP-based Flask app to a UDP-based service, you'll need to make significant changes to your code. UDP and HTTP are quite different in nature. With UDP, you don't establish a persistent connection as you do with HTTP. Instead, you send datagrams, and there's no inherent guarantee that they'll be received. I know, but it's to my local host, so I don't think it's going to get misplaced. Here's a conversion of your microservice to use UDP using Python's built-in socket module. Setting up your environment. Boom. All right. UDP microservice code. I mean, if it's going to take 5 friggin' seconds every time I call it, that's not acceptable. That's ridiculous. All right. Boom. All right. Instead of using Flask, we're using the socket library to handle UDP communications. The server will bind to a specified port and listen for incoming UDP packets. When a packet is received, it's parsed as JSON, processed, and response is sent back to the client's address. Error handling is included to manage malformed packets or other issues. To use this, you would send a packet like this. Keep in mind that UDP is a connectionless part. I know that. Okay. I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, that. Don't need any of these things. Okay. Please convert my client-side app to use the new UDP protocol. To convert the client side to use UDP, you'll need to replace the HTTP request mechanism via the request library with socket. I already imported that for UDP communication. Here's the updated code. Instead of request.post, the client sets up a UDP socket. All right, sounds good. If this works, I'm going to be extremely happy. Well, if this works and it's much faster, I'm going to be happy. So s.close. Why is this unhappy? We never closed the socket. That could be a problem. If there is no error, response json.get entities. So I guess we want. Can we just put it here? Okay, we don't want to leave a bunch of UDP sockets open. Actually, ephemeral UDP socket exhaustion is a problem that I dealt with recently at work. It's kind of funny. Okay, run. An existing connection was forcibly closed by the remote host. Okay. All right. So let's run the app. It's using sockets, so there's not going to be any screen output. And then let's run this. Please work. Oh my God, I hate you. I hate you so much. Existing connection was forcibly closed by the host. Getting this error when running the client app. What does it mean? Probably means that the fucking UDP port is already being used. UDP response timing, server not running, firewall or security software, error in server code, localhost for ensure that the server is bound to the right IP address if you're running both the client. If they're on different machines, UDP packet size, OS level connection handling, firewall security issues, Windows firewall. I'll turn that back on later, but if that is what is preventing this from working... Oh, shit, did you see that? Did you see that? Dude, it worked and it was like almost instantaneous. That is awesome, and it passed my test too. Oh, I'm happy now. It was the firewall. It was the firewall. Bench. There we go. It is executing in roughly 0.4 seconds. I am happy. I am satisfied. That's a wrap. Okay, see ya.